All right, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's the Hat and Beard Show. I'm James, and it is your nightly stop for NFL and Detroit Lions news. Tonight is pretty much a big one big old topic of Detroit Lions serving for us to talk about. Day one of training camp. It's here. It's here, guys. It's here. It happened. It's here. It's have happened. And that means that we are now fully into the Big 2-6. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited. We got a lot of news to talk about, guys. We got a lot of things. Both of the big running backs, both of the young guns are holding in during training camp, though rumor and scuttlebutt is you're probably going to get that Gibbs deal done pretty soon. And then it's just all camp observations, some news about Gio. We'll look at some injury update news about some of our other guys that hit the NFI earlier on in the week. Dan Campbell finally will talk. He breaks his silence about TA, and then we'll see it. We're just gonna talk about camp, dude. It's basically gonna be about camp, what's going on. Take a look at some position battles, see what's kind of developing. It's day one, so there isn't like a tremendous amount of information to go over. But there's a lot more than what we're used to. So I need you to go ahead and buckle your chin strap there, fella, before you get your dick knocked in the dirt with all the information that we're going to just be coming flying at you at 100 miles an hour. Before that, subscribe to the channel. That's how you get into Mad Hatter Nation. It's a bastion of sanity in a sea of nonsense. A little bit of an entry fee. Infinite ROI. This is the most based NFL and Detroit Lions content on the internet. So if you want to be a part of this wild ride, get on board now. Hit that notification bell because I come at you live 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then once the season's underway, you get a bonus 6th episode on Sundays with a digital tailgate, a little pregame show that we do with everybody. You got to subscribe, dude. You could be, for all we know, all of a sudden YouTube selected me, and right now we are just skyrocketing. And you could be going from 999 to the 1K, dude. We're trying to get to that 1K mark, dude. So to have that happen, you got to subscribe. You got to share this around with all your friends. Hit the like button, dude. Now that's all the way. We're going to hit the intro, and we're getting after it. Get on after it now. Here we go.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
All right, fellas. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody's hanging out, dude. We got Jeff Ginnard, Sam Armstrong, Brandy. What's up, Brandy? How you doing, sister? Detroit Sports Talk is bringing us all of the breaking news as it happens. Rick, of course, is holding it down, dude. Grandpa Rick, dude. Shout out Grandpa Rick. Take your aspirin, drink some water. Take a day off, bro. Please, before you burn that wick at both ends, bud. Go ahead and just take a breather. Take a breather. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, speaking of taking a breather, star running backs Robinson and Gibbs appear to be hold-ins while seeking new deals. Who's going to reset the market, and then who's going to be paid more than the other? Star running backs Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs appear to be hold-ins as they seek new contracts. Neither Robinson nor Gibbs was participating Wednesday with the Atlanta Falcons or Detroit Lions, respectively, in the first training camp practice for both teams. Both players have had conversations with their teams this offseason about potential long-term contracts. Both players are expected to reset the running back market, and with their deals, the greasy Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley is currently the NFL's highest paid running back with his contract worth an AAV of a meager $20.6 million. How is a motherfucker supposed to eat? How is a man supposed to provide for a family on only $20 million a year? Another star player not participating Wednesday was Saints wide receiver Chris Olave. The receiver has been fully cleared after beginning the offseason on blood thinners due to a blood clot. shitty, according to Saints GM Mickey Loomis. However, Olave didn't take part in 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 drills Wednesday, and Saints coach Kellen Moore said that the absence was contract-related, not medical. Back to the Lions and Falcons. They exercised their fifth-year option on Robinson and Gibbs, rookie contracts this year, putting both under contract through the 2027 season. Robinson has been selected to a Pro Bowl the past 2 seasons and was a first-team All-Pro last year when he led the NFL in rushing yards with 1,400 and scrimmage yards with 2,298, a Falcons record. He has 5,600 all-purpose yards and 34 total touchdowns in his first 3 seasons since being picked number 8 by the Falcons in the 2023 draft. Gibbs, on the other hand, has been selected to the Pro Bowl in each of his first 3 seasons since the Lions took him with the number 12 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. He is viewed as one of the most electrifying players in the league with his blazing speed, coupled with his ability as both a runner and receiver. Yeah, he's the best running back in the NFL, dude. So if Bijan Mustard could just hurry up, if Colonel Mustard, well, that's not fair because Colonel Mustard was Raheem Mostert. So Bijan Mustard, if Bijan Mustard could go ahead and sign his deal so that Gibbs can just make a little bit more than him and get this contract under to get into camp, that'd be very, very nice. In his first 3 seasons, he has 5,000 yards from scrimmage and 49 touchdowns. Oh, money in the bank. Dan Campbell said, it'll come as it comes. I think that's the best way to see it. Or the best way to say it, Lions coach Campbell said Wednesday when asked if there was an update on the potential Gibbs contract extension. Quote, this is both sides working through something, and we'll take it as it comes. But that's where it is. Man, a few words. How do you guys feel, chat, knowing that Gibbs is, not the... He wants the money. He says, pay me them Benjamins. My name is Jahmyr Benjamin Gibbs. And I need my money. What's up, John Lord, Detroit City? How you doing, man? Listening while getting a massage. Dude, nice, bro. Don't be selfish and share the beard. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Detroit Sports Talk. I do not miss old Johnny Moe screens. The human potato, dude. Pumps for Trump. Exactly, dude. I call T.A. hurt Geo. There you go, dude. Maybe. T.A. tried to have him kidnapped, dude. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kane? What's good, man? What's Kirby and Woodward crashing out about today? Dude, yeah, I seen a little blurbity blurb about Kirby, and you know what, man? I'm just not going to feed him right now, dude. All right, this dude that I work with summed it up perfectly. We were talking about Kirby Joseph yesterday, right? I love Kirby Joseph when he's on the field, when he's playing ball. I don't like Kirby Joseph being the social media diva that he is. In fact, not to pile on with the guy from the ticket or whatever that we were reading yesterday, but maybe it's time to put them tweeting thumbs away for a little bit, bud. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's time to just get a flip phone. Play a little Snake. You know what I'm saying? Maybe stay off the interwebs for a bit there, bud. You know what I mean? That might be the best thing for him. What's up, Mom? How you doing? Waited the start of our grandson's playoff baseball game. He is 8. The fans are more excited than the players. I'm sure they are. I'm not sure playing Gibbs 2 years early is a great choice after seeing how playing Kirby early turned out. Oh, there you go. Hey. All right, that's fair. I like to hope that Gibbs doesn't have that whatever curse Kirby has on his knee, whatever voodoo that him and CJ did, I want it to end with them two and go away. You know what I'm saying, dude? Nobody cares what clickbait VS or WSN has going on. Yeah, dude, we were kind of talking about it yesterday, dude, a little bit. It sounds like, or no, it wasn't me. I was reading it on Syndicate was tweeting about it, dude. What the hell's going on with Woodward, dude? I don't care what my agent is telling me I'm playing. There you go, Sam. I think Gibbs is, honestly, I think he just really wants to be the highest paid, if I'm being honest. He's just waiting for Bijan to sign his contract so that he can make just a bit more. You know what I'm saying? Kirby's crashing out and feeling himself this hard online. I'm ready to send him out with bad knees. Just give him a shot and come choke or some coke and let him wreck everyone. There you go. Heard from Camp Kirby was off on the side running up the hill and making TikTok videos. Yeah, he was. Him and Eisen, and Mahogany were all on the training hill today. So we should be seeing Eisen. It was confirmed. Christian Eisen and Mahogany. I think Eisen has the flu. We'll talk about it here. First, let's you know what? No, fuck it. Let's just go over here. Let's talk about some injury update. Lions provide injury updates on day 1 of training camp. Things are already looking up. This is over here. I'm not a big fan of Detroit Jack City, but just quickly. Colton Pouncey, more Lions injury updates. Defensive back Christian Eisen has the flu. Oh, fiddlesticks, fellas. Dude, I don't want to go to Twitter. He has the flu, and Campbell hopes that he should be back by Friday. Christian Mahogany needs a couple of days, and he'll be ready with whatever his non-football injury was. Scuttlebutt is that maybe Branch could be participating late in training camp, maybe even early September. And Tyler Conklin will need 2 more weeks. On Wednesday, head coach Dan Campbell gave a detailed injury update on several players dealing with ailments. He clarified that Eisen is only dealing with the flu and that veteran safeties will likely be available on Friday, per Colton Pouncey over at The Athletic. The update was less clear but positive for Mahogany. Campbell refused to say what the offensive lineman is dealing with, but revealed that he'll be ready in a couple of days, which means he has he's got the lettuce poops, whatever that's called, celiac, not celiac, giardia. I don't know. He ate some of that bad diarrhea lettuce is what I'm guessing. He ate some of that diarrhea lettuce and he's pooping himself. It's an excellent sign for both players, but also Mahogany is the front runner at left guard. But in his place as the starter is not guaranteed. He can't afford to miss any time. Juice Scruggs and Ben Barch actually repped out at his spot as well. What the hell? Why? Boop. I don't do ads anymore. I'm done with that shit. If you're gonna assault my ear holes with ads, I didn't consent to that. You just ear raped me with an ad that I didn't consent to. I didn't consent to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's assault. Assault, I say. Arrest this man. All right, let's talk about some observations. We were going to talk about the injuries, but they assaulted my ear holes with advertisements. So let's go over here to Lions.com. Tim 20, twin man. Hit the like button, guys. Training camp day 1 observations. O-line rotation, and this is something that, the entire offensive line, everyone's, we got to retool. Well, we're going to be just fine, dude. We got my guy Cade Mays in free agency, just like I said we were gonna. Went and drafted my guy Balake Miller in the first round, and just like I said we were gonna. We're going to be stacked, dude. Don't you worry. Penny's moving over to his natural position. So, what we're really looking at is kind of how it all weeds out. What's going on at that left guard spot? Will Mahogany come in and solidify himself? As well as what exactly are we looking at with Balake Miller, Larry Borum? Is Larry going to be the starting right tackle? Is he going to be our swing tackle? What's going on? What are we going on? Like, what can we have? It's been something that I've called kind of the low-hanging fruit of what to look at in the Detroit Lions because it is a very obvious and vanilla thing to observe. But now that we're here in camp, it is actually something that we do need to pay attention to. Lions head coach Dan Campbell talked this offseason about wanting to get younger and more athletic up front, and the offensive line, in doing so, foster more competition. The Lions open starting spots available at right tackle and left guard. Both Balake Miller and Larry Borum worked with the first-team offense at right tackle on the first day of training camp practice. We've seen that consistently throughout OTAs and minicamp, with Christian Mahogany starting camp on the active/non-football injury list for what the Lions expect to be just a few days. We saw Ben Barch, Miles Frazier, and Juice Scruggs working at left guard rotation with the first team offense. So no clear, just a little bit more muddy water at that left guard spot. But I do want to know what's going on. I'd like a little bit more Larry Borum, Balake Miller explanation. I think it was a tweet or something earlier that Larry Borum was getting some run at the left tackle spot with the twos, but Blake only repped with the right tackle spot with the ones. Larry Borom getting a little bit more of a mix-up, a little bit more of a obviously, being a veteran can probably theoretically handle a little bit more on his plate right off the rip. And what is probably going to be the reality of the situation, whether it be week 1 or week 6, is eventually Larry Borom will become that 6th offensive lineman, that rotationary piece, that Dan Skipper style that we've come to know and love here in the Motor City. Pass breakups, not past breakups, pass breakups. 7-on-7 drills are designed to give the offense an advantage with no pass rush, but veteran cornerback Nick Ironside's Whiteside caught my eye Wednesday getting his hand on a couple footballs to force incompletions during a 7-on-7 period. Hey-oh, Nick Whiteside. He had another one in the team period later towards the end of practice. Whiteside played in 9 games for Detroit last season with a few pass breakups. He's competing to be part of the depth at cornerback on the 53-man roster. It was a nice first day for him, finding a way to stand out. Steady connection. All-Pro Amon-Ra St. Brown has been JG's top target since both arrived in Detroit in 2021. St. Brown has more receptions, 547, than any player in the NFL history through their first 5 seasons. I thought Brad Campbell. I thought Brad Holmes couldn't draft players. I thought he just wasted these draft picks on players. All these guys that he can't draft. You know what I'm saying? The 2 picked right up where they left off the last 5 years. In their first practice of the 26th season, Goff dropped a perfectly placed ball into St. Brown down the left sideline with cornerback Ennis Rakestraw close behind. St. Brown made a sliding catch, got up, signaled a first down, dropped the football, and jogged back to the huddle. Goff found him in the flat for a good gain on the next play, and then a couple plays later again on the right side for another good gain. Goff looked extremely sharp in the first practice of camp, and throwing to St. Brown proved to be a positive play for the offense all morning. Catch of the day. Late in practice, Goff saw a streaking Jameson Williams down the middle in a team period and launched a deep ball down the field for him. The ball hung up a little bit, but Williams went up over Rakestraw and safety Chuck Clark to make the catch. Clark and Rakestraw looked at each other in disbelief that Williams caught the ball. The play got a rise out of the offensive players watching behind the play. Williams also had a nice catch along the left sideline with cornerback DJ Reed in very tight coverage a few plays earlier. The number 2 cornerback spot, a position that we will be watching very closely, but I do think that right now it's kind of Rock's job to lose. Both Rakestraw and Ya-Sin got reps outside or opposite Reed at the number 2 cornerback spot. Roger McCreary got the first snap at nickel cornerback with the first-team defense. The Lions are hoping Rakestraw can stay healthy during camp and make a run at the number 2 cornerback spot. Quote, he's got excellent feet. His hips, man, his change of direction. He's got ball skills. He can track the ball down the field. So there's just things that he's got about him, and there's a natural ability to him you feel like is conductive to players outside. Campbell said of Rakestraw before practice on Wednesday, and that's probably where he'll have the most of his time. But yet, let's see what he can do inside too. No Gibbs, as we talked about earlier. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't take part in Wednesday's first training camp practice. Campbell asked for practice. You know how we feel about these guys. Feel about Gibbs and all of our guys. So we'll take it as it comes, Campbell said. We will kind of continue. It'll come as it comes. I think that's the best way to say it. And so this is both sides working through something, and we'll take it as it comes. But that's where it is. No finer Dan Campbellian words have ever been spoken, more true and more vaguely. Nicely done, Dan Campbell, with your Coachian speak. Safety spot with no Joseph, Branch, or Eisen. At the safety start of camp, Detroit's depth is being tested with veterans Clark and Avonte Maddox getting most of the first-team reps there on Wednesday, not Thomas Harper. And finally, punt returns. Detroit will be looking for a new punt returner this year, with Khalif Raymond leaving for Chicago in free agency and taking with him all of the punt return yards that he had historically racked up in Detroit. If you guys don't remember, he is Detroit's all-time leader in punt return yardage. It appears the Lions are going to give several different players an opportunity to win the job. During a punting period over practice Wednesday, we saw St. Brown, wide receiver Greg Dortch, wide receiver Dominic Lovett, wide receiver TK85, my guy, Thumb Kennedy, Wide receiver Lawrence Keys and running back Isaiah Pistachio back there. Pistachio let a couple balls hit the ground. But it was seamless among the others. Detroit ranked 23rd in punt return average with 8.3 yards last season. So some observations by Tim 20-Man guys, some Tim 20-Man news. Quickly, briefly, Giovanni Manu oddly lands on the NFI list after training camp practice. What? Why? This cannot be how this year's going to go, right? After training camp practice? You got hurt after practice? How are you going to get fired on your day off, Craig? How are you going to get fired on your day off, Craig? All right, here we go. In a very strange turn of events, just hours after taking part in Detroit's Lions' first training camp practice of the year, reserve offensive tackle Giovanni Manu has been placed on the non-football injury list. Great. Manu didn't appear to suffer an injury during Wednesday's practice, and even if he had, it would not be considered a non-football injury. So either Manu suffered an injury prior to practice and tried to fight through it on Wednesday, or he suffered an injury after practice in a non-football setting. Either way, it's highly irregular to see a player placed on the active NFI list after participating in a training camp practice. That's why I said in the chat, probably got into like a car accident or some shit. Or like, fell down the stairs or something, dude. You know what I'm saying? Something weird, dude. So I just wanted to briefly mention that because yesterday we talked about with Mahogany but being on the NFI list. It was like, hey, maybe Manu was being repped out there a little bit during OTAs and during minicamp. Maybe Manu could kind of come in and make a little splash and... Nope. To the NFI list with you. Great job. All right, guys. The big news of the offseason, really, and kind of came at the back end, gave us some meat to chew on there for the last little bit of the year. Dan Campbell addresses the decision to cut Terrion the Idiot Arnold. Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell explained why the team opted to part ways with T.A. Terrion the Idiot Arnold. Oh, better get this paused. There we go. On Wednesday, Detroit Lions coach Dan Campbell had the first opportunity to address the team's decision to cut Arnold after his arrest earlier in the offseason in connection with an armed robbery and kidnapping case. Campbell didn't offer much in terms of comment on the situation, but did say it was the tough, but right move. It is right and just. It is truly right and just. So, I addressed the team last night over it all. It stinks. Much like Terrion Arnold's play. You never want to let go of a player, especially somebody you've been around for a while, hearing you drafted and all that. And it's unfortunate that we made the move we felt was best for us. Yep, what an easy way to get out from underneath a shitty corner. Arnold, as we know, is currently out of jail on a $1 million bond, but is still facing 8 felonies in relation to the alleged incident in February. 3 counts of kidnapping, 3 counts of armed robbery, and an additional count of conspiracy of each crime. Despite the legal issues, his representation recently said that there are several teams who have expressed interest in signing Arnold, and he expects the former Lions cornerback to sign with the team in the next couple of months. Oh, hey, oh. When this all started shaking out, you were saying it was like in the next few days. There's 3 teams that are interested. He worked out for Houston. And now you're like, oh, yeah, in the next few months. Yep. T.A. and Brandon Ayuk will be on a team in the next couple of months here, dude. Meanwhile, the Lions appear ready to move on from the incident. Campbell expressed confidence in the players that remained at cornerback, including DJ Reed, Ya-Sin and Ennis Rakestraw, Roger McCreary, Khalil Dorsey, and rookie Keith Abney. We're fired up. Look, that's why we got Rock back. We went and got McCreary. We knew we'd get Rake off injury. We drafted Abney. Certainly Dorsey's back, so Nick Whiteside. Ironsides is back. We feel pretty good in that room with the competition and those guys between veterans, young guys, and ability. One option for Detroit to help add some reinforcement at outside corner is to move Abney and McCreary, who repped mostly at nickel in the spring, to the outside. Both players have extensive experience on the boundary. Campbell said that they will cross-train both players on the outside, but their main focus will still be at the nickel position. Quote, they'll take some of those outside reps, but we still want them to sink their teeth into some of those nickels, or sink their teeth into some of this nickel. Yeah, sink your teeth into some of this nickel, Dan Campbell said. During Wednesday's opening training practice, Reed operated in one of the starting cornerback roles with Rakestraw and Ya-Sin splitting time with the first-team defense as the outside cornerback position. So there you go. Dan Campbell's just like, well, it sucks, but we had to do it. Man, a few words. And I agree. You know, it's an unfortunate turn of events and a wasted pick. It's just a wasted pick, dude. But you hope that, no offense to TA, but by all accounts, a man who is cancerous both on the field with his play, cancerous with his inability to get on the field, and now with clear cancerous activity outside of football, outside and away from the Detroit Lions. You can't trust him to keep his head on square. Look. Christopher walking away from it, dude. How we doing, Chad? I know we're flying right through it. And if I could literally mean anything, might have forgotten to wash his hands after wiping his ass and got pink-eyed. That's true, dude. What's up, Jack? How you doing, man? Maybe his Manu doing on the field didn't qualify as football. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What's up, Motown? How you doing, man? What's good, bro? Should we worry about the season if the offense smokes the defense consistently? No, dude, because remember last year when we were like, oh, the defense is going to be so sick, they had to implement the Aiden Hutchinson rule? Didn't work out so great. Neighbor dogs are barking at something. Something out there. All right, guys, we got this last article. I know we've been flying right through it, dude, but we had a lot to cover, and kind of the ad on that one article kind of foobarred the whole situation here. Lions have a cornerback competition and it begins to take shape after day one of camp. So let's dig a little bit more into what we had just talked about here. Dan Campbell answered a variety of questions during his media availability, touching on players, injuries, position battles, and the overall outlook for the team. When discussing the cornerback room, Campbell said that Keith Abney and Roger McCreary will take some reps at the outside, and the primary focus will remain at nickel. Yes. He said the opposite is true for Ennis Rakestraw Jr., who will primarily play outside corner while also getting some reps in the slot. Detroit is exploring all of its options following the release of TA, blah, blah, blah. Campbell said he adjusted the team last night, blah, blah, blah. He called the situation unfortunate, blah, blah, blah. While there's still a chance Arnold could clear his name and return to the NFL at some point this season, Detroit weighed the potential locker room distraction against what had shown on the field and decided to move on. Through 2 seasons with the Lions, Arnold never fully established himself and was already expected to compete for his starting role entering training camp. Because of that, this is a decision that writer and myself here at the Hat and Beard Show also agree with. Campbell also discussed the projected starters on the outside, saying Ya-Sin and DJ Reed will line up as Detroit's outside cornerbacks. At this point, it appears Ya-Sin has the early edge to secure the starting job, and justifiably so. According to Lions beat writer Mike Payton, the slipper, DJ Reed looked himself on the first day of training camp. Meanwhile, Nick Ironside Whiteside entered the conversation for the starting cornerback job opposite Reed after an impressive showing in practice. Whiteside was all over the field and recorded 3 PBUs. For context, he was primarily working with the second team and third team units against backup receivers, but his performance could help him quickly climb the depth chart. Whiteside, a former SVSU standout who signed with the Commies as an undrafted free agent. He added 2 more PBUs during the 7-on-7 period and held his own in tight coverage against Sam Laporta, the big guy. Speaking with Lions beat reporter Dave Brickett, Whiteside reflected on his mindset. Quote, my first 2 years with the Commanders, I was so worried about, when am I going to get my opportunity? But like I said, I don't really know what that holds or what the future holds. My mindset is still the same. Come in, stick to my routine, and I feel like everything else will follow. Hell yeah. The battle for the cornerback 2 spot opposite Reed could become one of the most important position battles of training camp. While there is no clear front runner yet, I believe Ya-Sin currently has the edge. though several other players are beginning to make a strong push. Careful. It's only day one, dude. It's only the first day of training camp. So, we'll reassess this come, next Friday. You know what I'm saying, guy? You know what I'm saying? How we feeling, chat? We'll take a few minutes here, and then I'm going to get up on out of here. Don't feel so great today. I like to exaggerate scenarios among Dan Campbell for fun. It's true. Yeah. Kane likes to have fun, dude. I'd bet the team meeting MCDC had a total roasting for TA for being a bad football player. That'd be awesome. Pads come on Friday. Let's go, dude. Get some contact. Hutch is healthier this year. Hell yeah, I got him having 7+ sacks by our week 6 bye week. That's what's up. Also, than Hutch, Moore is the best DN rookie we've had in 10 years and more. I think we have a great sack season. I think we do too. I think we have a wild competition at that defensive end room. I think we have a lot of tweener guys who are going to make some tough decisions come cut day, dude. I'm very interested to see about that heavy end. How's Wanham rotating? Tyler Lacey, Ahmed Hassanin, you know what I'm saying? Peyton Turner. There's all these guys. Is Levi Onwuzurike going to be in the rotation? What's going on there? You know what I mean? Or is he just going to be kicked down to the tackle spot? Maybe that's why we cut Jay to Philly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Your man, the Slipper, has a YouTube channel, Mike Payton. No shit, does he? Right on, dude. Maybe he's probably got a bunch of subscribers, doesn't he? How's the poll doing? All right, dude. 17 votes. Feeling good after day one in the Big 2-6? 100%. Feeling strong. Feeling strong now. Let's go, dude. That's what's up, guys. That's what's up. We're going to go ahead and wrap this poll up. 17 votes. That's what's up. 100%. 100% feeling strong. You guys are based AF, dude. You guys are so based, dude. For real. For real. This is why I can't bullshit you guys. You know what I'm saying? We should re-sign Marcus Davenport. I hope not, dude. Oh, my gosh. I hope not, dude. That would be absolutely terrible, dude. Marcus Davenport can just stay away from us, dude. That's Mike Payton's channel. Right on, dude. Go over there and subscribe, you guys. Go over there and subscribe to Mike Payton's channel. You guys know we like the Slipper over here at the Hat and Beard Show. I know we only did a half-hour-long show today, guys, but I don't feel so great today. So we made it through. We'll pick up tomorrow. Hopefully have more information. Hopefully we can do the full hour. But, I don't feel so great. So, it is what it is. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to stop by here at the Hat and Beard Show. Drop a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Share it around. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, dude. You should watch the video live. Maybe I could, dude. Maybe I could. Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Brad will poach the practice squads. Probably, dude. He'll swipe some guys from some practice squads come cut day, dude. You know how he rolls, dude. So stay out of trouble, fellas. We'll catch you right back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Have a good rest of your night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Until then, I've been James with Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. We'll catch you next time. Bonga bonga. Frig off, dude.